Hi friends, welcome to the channel. My name is Stormie Calder, your favorite psychic shaman, spiritual coach, spiritual mentor. Let me get out of my way. I haven't spoken yet today, okay? I gotta like exercise my mouth. Okay, in this video, I want to talk about completing karmic loops or karmic lessons. This is kind of on the tail end of the series that I've been talking about spiritual testing. And I've had so many like beautiful awakenings around this and aha moments. And I think in the last video, I spoke about having the realization that like God is not truly like actively trying to test you to harm you. It's actually because a lot of us are like, why is God testing me? Why is God making it so hard? Why is Spirit putting me in this situation again? It's like, whoa, baby, Spirit's not doing that to you. Those are the demonic forces. Those are the attachments. Those are your addiction patterns. It's your past karma. And your past karma is so magnetically attractive because you don't know what it is that's happening or that you're seeing. So you draw it in either based in fatal attraction or based in the law of attraction. The law of attraction is not just positive, you guys. Like you attract all of your shit. And if you haven't learned the lesson to block shit, then shit is attracted to you until you look at the plate and you go, oh, that looks like shit to me. That's not food. No, that's not food. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about this, how these lessons work, and then I'm going to give you a story, all right, an example, because God knows we love stories. Okay, so when we are tested by Spirit, we're actually just being tested by ourselves. We're actually just being tested by karmic law. Karmic law is the law of cause and effect. It's one of the universal laws of the universe. Those of you that are familiar with the law of attraction, guess what? There's a law of karma. And karma can be overridden by higher energies, but it still has to be completed at the third dimensional reality, meaning that your karma, your patterning of behavior is not complete for you to move on from until you encounter the same sort of pattern of behavior or the same environment and you choose to act and behave differently and consciously, and you have the sacred aha, the realization of, oh, in a situation like this, I used to act like that. And now that I can see that that's mapping out in front of me and how abusive probably that situation has been for me to experience for myself, and maybe I've been abusive to other people in the process, or I've been engaging in or participating in some level of karmic interaction, that you have that aha moment in that moment where you go, oh my God, I can see how detrimental this is, or that this would be, and then you choose away from it. I had this experience recently, and I just realized it hit me over the head again. I was like, oh my gosh, God was never testing me. God was just like, oh, please, Stormie, please, we're praying for you, just get through it. But these are demonic attractions. And I'll give you guys like just a quick little veil opening into my life. Like, why would you attract demonic attachments? Well, it depends on what you lived through. So like, I've encountered a lot of CPTSD. My dad was an alcoholic. I came in, I lived through an environment that was very dramatic and traumatic. So even with all of the spiritual work that I do and how healthy I am mentally and the amount of therapy I've been through and all of the things, there's always going to be something running through the subconscious mind that's attracting these demonic attachments. And if you're wondering, alcoholism is a demonic attachment. Addiction is a demonic attachment. Violence is a demonic attachment. Codependency is a demonic attachment. Overly promiscuous sexual behavior is a demonic attachment. And now because of all the work that I do, I can see them on people. So now I know who not to engage with and where to just like let it go. And a lot of that comes from my spiritual practice. Like when you're celibate, it's really easy to see when other people are carrying sexual demonic attachments because I'm not engaging in the sexual energy. I'm like, oh, I can see that. I don't want anything to do with that. That's a spiritual STD. No. I'm good. Anyway, so I like to always ground these things and give you examples because it just makes it so human, and a lot of you will be like, oh my gosh, it totally makes sense. So when we are dealing with karma and karmic tests, like, it's not source trying to hurt you. It's not source trying to be like, you need to ace this or we're going to take all the good things away. No. Okay. Source, and I'll try to give you the example through this story I have, but like, source will make it easy for you to slam dunk and hit a home run. But you have to be listening. You have to be perceiving accurately. You have to be in prayer, like with spirit as you're moving through the test, in order to be conscious enough to make a new choice, in order to be conscious enough to not go on autopilot through the situation, through familiarity, but to be conscious and to observe as you are participating so that you can change that part of you or how you interact in a situation like that. And that corrects the karma. It doesn't just correct it, it closes the karmic cycle. That gets sent up to the higher karmic councils where they go, oh, they learned that lesson. We don't need to repeat that for them anymore. And then you get to invite something better. People think that spirit is testing them to see if they get an A and that spirit makes it hard. Spirit does not hit hard balls from my experience. And actually, let me correct this because I can already hear her coming in. When you are active in your spiritual practice, spirit will try to hit you a softball over and over and over again. They try to really make it easy. If you're stubborn, I'm so sorry, this is just the language I'm gonna use because it's how it's coming through. If you're moronic, like if you are stupid, I'm not using that word out of a pattern of not knowing what to say. Stupidity is knowing better and choosing to be ignorant. It's choosing to allow things to happen in front of you that you already know better. Like, you are not ignorant. Ignorance is bliss because what you don't know, you don't know. Stupidity is when you choose, even though you know, to continue to do the same thing. If you do that, spirit will 1,000% start hitting you hard balls. Spirit meets you wherever you are. If you need much tougher love, spirit will send you real tough love. If you are available, if you're listening, if you develop a relationship with your higher guides and your higher self, it is a relationship, you guys. Spirit will toss you softballs over and over and over again and make it so easy. And I'm going to try to give you an example of that in a little bit. So, completing karmic loops and lessons. The karma resolves when we see the cycle and we choose away from it because we learned the lesson. All right? And the tests are not actually sent by source per se. They're sent by karmic law. And even if source is like, oh yeah, they figured it out, they got it, we still have to pass the test. Otherwise, karmic law has to send us a repeat of the cycle again until we can learn to see it. And if you are with source frequently, if you are doing your spiritual work in general, and you are in some level of humility and love to God or prayer, source will make it easy if you're listening to see the lessons, and simultaneously will help you avoid the familiar pull. Because the thing about karma is there's an attraction. It's either going to be a sexual attraction, it's going to be a confidence attraction, it's going to be a heart-based attraction, but there's going to be a pull towards a situation. And what's difficult about these tests is that you have to override the attraction. It's a law of attraction with you and another party. You have to override the familiar attraction because it's like a neural pathway, not in your brain, but in your body and your energy field that moves you towards situations that you've been previously attracted to. Again, depending on how you're raised, etc. Like, I had a lot of complex trauma. So I tend to be very attracted to it, and that's not a choice. So when I see these situations, I make the choice, no, I will not be attracted to that thing. I may be attracted to it, but I'm not going to engage with it because I know better, because I'm available to understand that with God. So you have to simultaneously deny, you have to know better, you have to see what's going on and actually intuit in the moment, and deny the attraction while simultaneously learning the lesson, having the epiphany in the moment, and choosing a new path that creates a new attraction. But that attraction may have a different pull. So for me, when I walk through these tests, the attraction that I usually need to cut is it's so, I don't know what else to call it. It's a sexual attraction. It's so intensely, like, I can feel it, and it'll move out of my heart too. I'll feel it. And I used to follow those impulses a lot for attraction because it's a powerful attractor. The other one that I chose, as I denied that first attraction, was lighter. It was safer. It was the attraction of safety. And when I felt it, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm attracting safety. Like, safety feels different. It's less chaotic. It's more smooth. And it's just as attractive, but it's just not as like, like, it's like, you know? So that's how we handle karmic tests. And it also has to do with navigating social landscapes. So our tests are generally done socially. So you have to be able to observe and navigate the social landscape and choose a way in realization from what has previously caused you significant karma, destruction, hurt, pain, like being able to consciously choose away from it. With the realization, you need the awakening has to come. It can't be automatic. It can't be subconscious. It has to be conscious, and there has to be that moment of, oh, hindsight. Ding, 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 like bells going off in your mind. Hindsight is 20/20. I see what this is. That's how you pass the test. It's being able to choose a way and acknowledge the choice and say, I see how when I made that sort of choice in the past, it brought me down all of these karmic lines and all of these social dynamics that were really unhealthy, and I had to create maladaptive behaviors because of them. And at the worst, they destroyed my life. At the best, they were annoying. And that's how you choose. Okay, let me just reflect real quick which part of this story I want to share with you. I like giving examples, so I'm going to give you a very concrete, like, Stormie dating example, okay? I'm not actively dating, but I did go out with a friend to a music club. And when you carry a lot of spiritual energy, like, it does not matter what is going on, like, I'm attracting attention. And so is my friend. So I was like, I know I'm going to have to deal with something or another. And because of who I am and because of my shamanic abilities, spirit likes to hit me like these home run journeying experiences when I go out into public. So it's almost like I'm watching a play or a movie with characters that like come into the room or what have you. And then it's almost like all of time slowed down. And this happens with a lot of these experiences with me, how spirit works with me. All of time slows down so that I can see how I navigate through the landscape socially and correct my imbalanced patterns in my subconscious and actually make them conscious in the moment. Now, I don't do these engagements all the time because people stress me out. I'm not gonna lie. I don't love being around people. So when I am around people in environments like this, it's a lot of energy work if I'm handling, like there were probably like 150 people in this room. So like I'm handling the energetics of navigating through that amount of people. It's a lot for